Hello guys, I am Sofia Lopez Rodriguez and I'm going to make a little introduction about the history of learning a language, which is really important for us as teachers to take a look behind all those aspects that took part in the past and that are now visible for our language teaching. So, I'm going to start right now. It is not a concern for us that learning a language has been always a concern for the humanity, not only for teachers, not only for people in general. Because the power of breaking those obstacles of communication has been always important for us. So that's why it's so important to take a look of the past. To start, all those changes started in the 16th century, where the Latin was the dominant language at that time. Since the 16th century, all the changes of this language started because of political changes, religious changes, and most of the part of the colonization of American colonies and most of the part of African took part of them. So that's why English became 500 years ago the most studied language. It's important to make emphasis on that because you know that nowadays learning English is mandatory for any field. So it's important to understand that due to all these changes, the language has started to become important. So after of that changes, Latin was the dominant language. But we didn't set apart Latin. We just said, okay, Latin is going to be important, but we are going to learn Latin in a more formal way, for studying in the school like a normal subject for that. Something interesting about the study of the language, especially English, it was the way that how Latin was taught become the way that how the other languages, not only English, French, Italian, all these different languages become important for us. And how these changes happen? Because Latin has a specific way for learning that. And this is a classical study. The studies of Latin were really important for us because it made part of the classical way of teaching. And the methods for teaching these were the role teaching, the memorization, having dialogues with some parallel to bilingual text, and all was about memorization. Something funny about spoken language, and I would say, something funny about speaking this language, and I would say that something that is ironically was the fact that when on that era when you were learning a language, your goal was not to speak the language, was only learn the language in all the grammar aspects, and that's it. Which was a concern because develop the language in an environment where you can speak was not the goal. So with that fact, the teaching of language has changed. And most of the people that wanted to change that way of seeing language like something that is not a spoken language change it. And the first people who tried that was in England with Kelly and other authors that are important for that. So the classical method that we know already, the repetition, memorization, all those aspects started in the 16th century. And it is something interesting because something of that aspects of learning are changing now, I would say, but it has been always the classical way for us to learn. So I hope you liked the introduction of the history about teaching language, and we will talk about other aspects right now. So thank you so much.